Thank you. Last night I had a dream, and in this dream I followed the shadow of the poet Dante as he led me through the 7 circles of hell. And at the core, the heart of hell I saw. On the left, a man dressed resplendent in white clothing, and on the right, a woman dressed resplendent in white clothing. And between them, the multitude of Mother Nature's children, bleeding, dying, dead. Behold, said Dante, your scientists who kill for a career. And he wept bitter tears for the loss of our civility, our decency, our humanity. When we walk through the streets today, we know that our every step is more important than ever before, because there are more and more of these vile experiments than ever before. And we know that we must speak louder than ever before to drown out the lies that endorse the sanitized slaughter of the innocent. And we must be more determined than ever before to bring liberation to the confined and the caged. Our every step today is a step towards that moment of freedom, the unlocking of the cage door, never more to imprison those who should be born free, live free, be free. We know why we walk through the streets today, and we know what we want. We want not fewer experiments, but no experiments. Not bigger cages with better bedding, but no cages. Not less bloodshed and death in our laboratories, but no bloodshed and no death. None of it. And we want that not because we're opposed to scientific progress, not because we are anti-science or anti-business. We want that because we are honest. We are honest about what works and what doesn't work. We are honest about the hurt and the suffering felt by those millions of animals, and we are honest about what the evidence of science is telling us. We are honest when we say that we know that there are a lot of very bright people working in those laboratories. They are dead smart. But as the late Carl Sagan was fond of saying, being dead smart is no guarantee against being dead wrong. And so we must free those bright minds from the darkness of that dishonest science. We should protect our academics from the pressures and coercion of profit-driven industry, and free our young scientists from the pernicious influence of their professors who are determined only to hold on to old ways. Medical science can flourish wonderfully, and our finest minds can soar with the creative possibility that comes from opening up to real progress. We can and we should engage in conversation with these scientists, but that does not mean that this is on their terms only. For whilst it is fine and worthwhile to debate the intricacies and technical details of the science and methodology of biomedical research, we know too that you do not need to have a multiplicity of academic degrees to know that if you want to know how and why that person died of cancer, then poisoning a mouse isn't going to give you the answer. And in all of our conversation, we should never be distracted from the one and only one relevant issue, that millions of intelligent, sentient beings are made painfully, fatally ill, deliberately made to suffer and die abysmally for no damn good reason at all. And so in my dream, I stand at the graveside of the murdered millions, and I weep. I weep for the loss of those humans who are abandoned without hope of a cure for their dreadful diseases. I weep for the waste of so much time and money and effort on such pointless pursuits. But most of all, I weep for the murdered innocents. I weep for them all. Every one of them wants a thriving, breathing individual, but stricken with fear, eyes downcast in despair, cowering in the corner of a barren cage, recoiling from the hand that reaches to drag them to a terrible fate, a fate that they did not want and they did not deserve. I weep for them all. We see them in their short lives, caged and restrained, looking at us in utter bewilderment that we are doing all of that to them. They cannot grasp, they cannot understand why we mean them so much harm. They bear us no malice and bear us no ill will, would cause us no injury or pain, but would offer to us the hand or paw of kinship. But they see that our intent is to inflict lethal violence upon them, and they shudder and shake in fear before our violent hand. And the injustice of this cruelty can never be erased, for our children are not cured of cancer because we kill. Our fathers are not cured of heart disease because we kill. Our bodies are not made healthy because we kill. And to pretend otherwise, to claim otherwise, is to sink into the filthy pit, rank and bloody, of a stinking, miserable lie. But as much as we have a tear in the eye for the loss of those lives, we also have the fight for justice in every sinew, every muscle, and every bone in the body, to rage against those who kill mercilessly by day and sleep comfortably by night. And so we stand here today in defiant opposition to the lies and the corruption, the distortion and twisting of the truth. For in our hands, in our minds, in our hearts, the truth runs free. And through our voice, loud and clear, the sound of those confined millions is a clarion call for freedom for them all. And so do not let anyone tell you that you are silly and sentimental. Do not let anyone tell you that you are frivolous and a freak. Do not let anyone tell you that you are ridiculous and wrong. We are none of those. And not only are we right, we are so much more than that. We are the promise of tomorrow made real today. The hope to regain our decency, our civility, and our humanity from the mire of hell into which we were dragged by ignorance and stupidity and the arrogance of our cruelty. We are that hope. And so in my dream, at the end of my dream, I hear the noise of thunder, the sound of 10 million marching feet pounding the earth, the storm of millions emerging from the laboratory, broken free from their cages in liberty and victory, free forevermore to feel the grass beneath their feet, the wind in their noses, and the warmth of sunlight on their backs. Those are the steps that they will make. And every step we take today is a step towards making their liberation a reality, brings ever closer to them the dawn of their freedom. Every step we take is a step towards justice, a step towards compassion, a step towards truth. And every step we take is a step towards that bright new day when the world wakes up from the nightmare of its past into the promised dream of a finer future of freedom for all. I have that dream today.